Hello, my name is Eric and I work at Parker Dam State Park in Clearfield County, Pennsylvania. This is part of our Learn to Cross Country Ski or our Cross Country Ski Basics program. And what I'd like to talk about today is selecting cross country skiing equipment. Now, if you're going to a store where they sell the equipment, the folks there are going to generally fix you up and understand all that you need to know as far as what equipment you need, what sizes and so on. But often when you're ordering online, there might be some confusion, or better yet, if you find some at a yard sale or on Craigslist or something like that, you need to know if those skis are going to work for you. So the four components of the equipment are basically your skis, poles, boots, and bindings. The skis being what we're talking about is a traditional ski. These are typically longer and narrower. And if you have them in hand, the easiest way to do it is to extend your arm up, and if the tip of the ski comes to your wrist, they're probably a good size for you. If you're a little heavier, you might want to go with a longer ski, and if you're a little slighter, you might want to go with a shorter ski. There is some variation in there, but check that, you're good. If you're ordering online, it's a little more complicated. Skis are measured in centimeters, and so you kind of need to know how many centimeters that is. One thing you could do is measure to your wrist and multiply or do a conversion. Change those inches over to centimeters. It is there's 2.54 centimeters for every inch. So do the math, or you can look it up online with a conversion. Another method will be to take your height in inches. This is not my method, this is a recommended method. Take your height in inches, multiply it by 2.6, and then add 15. And that will give you a rough estimate of the length of the ski that you need in centimeters. How the skis work is kind of important. You'll find that cross-country skis have a camber or a curve to them. If you look down there, this is not flat, and it's designed that way. How these skis work is, if you're using waxless skis, there is a pattern right here, and you can notice that. That pattern allows you to get grip in the snow. The front end and the tail end, you're going to find, are smooth. These are called the glide zones, and this is called the kick zone. How skis are designed to work is that when you are standing equally on both skis, that kick zone doesn't have much contact with the snow. But when you shift all your weight over onto one foot, that allows that kick zone to make good solid contact with the snow so that you can push off and go forward. If you find that your skis, you can't get a good push off and forward, your skis are probably cambered too hard for you, or they're too big for you. It's very frustrating if you're trying to kick forward and all you're doing is sliding backwards. So that's kind of important when you're looking at backcountry skis. They're typically sized by your weight. The traditional skis, your cross-country skis, are sized by your height. There are different types of skis. Your traditional ski, as I said, is a longer and narrower, but they also make ones that are backcountry. And the differences are, is the backcountry tend to be a little shorter and a little wider, and so they're a little easier to control when you're in the backcountry. Your traditional skis are great for set track if you're following a trail. If you're breaking your own trail all the time, you might want to consider the backcountries. Your poles are typically designed to help you with your balance, but only minimally, but more to provide drive so that you can give some more power to go forward. The traditional pole height is one that fits comfortably under your armpit. If it fits under your armpit, that's probably about where you need it. Your ski poles typically are going to have a basket on the end. That's to give you a little bit of push in deeper snow, and they're going to have a wrist strap. The wrist strap is kind of an important concept. If you are doing a lot of cross-country skiing and you're just grabbing the handle and using that to drive, you're going to find out that your hand's going to cramp really quickly. So the wrist straps are there to provide you power to drive. Point the pole away from you, put your hand through the loop, allow that pole to come down in, And what you're going to have is a way to drive that way. It's going to be a lot more comfortable, and it's going to give you a lot more power. Your boots and bindings are kind of a combined thing. When you're buying ski boots, obviously you want to buy boots that are sized for your foot. European sizing is different from American sizing, that type of thing. But if you have them in hand, try them on. If you're ordering online, they probably already have those conversions for you. But suffice it to say, the boots need to match the bindings. And typically the bindings are already on the ski. The binding is the part that allows your boot to connect to the ski itself. And with cross-country skis, you're going to find that only the tip is what's attached. And that's designed that way so that you can actually kick off and glide and give yourself power to move. Downhill skis, you're locked in front and back. There are lots of different types of bindings. Traditionally, it used to be what they called the 3-pin or the 75 millimeter. That's where there were 3 pins on the binding of your ski, and the tip of your boots actually had a little lip that stuck out. You would put that down and lock it in. The typical binding here today is the NNN, and that is a small pin in the tip of your boot and a release catch here, so that when you step down in, it locks in and allows you to be able to ski. Well, that roughly covers the sizing and selecting of cross-country skiing equipment. Cross-country skiing is an excellent thing to do in the wintertime to get you outside, get you some fresh air and exercise. But there's always been kind of a catch-22 with cross-country skiing, and that is, how do you know if you should invest in the equipment if you don't know if you're going to like it? And how do you know if you're going to like it if you don't have access to the equipment? Well, the cross-country skiing program here at Parker Dam was kind of created to answer that problem. And that is, we provide the basic equipment and the instruction so that you can decide if cross-country skiing is for you. And if you decide, yes it is, well, then good luck on finding the equipment. Hope to see you out on the trail. Thanks.